Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Sesh Grand Prix podcast. I'm your host, Raveheart, here, as always, my best friend, my co-host, my partner in crime, Taylor Surreal. And, buddy, we are here to talk about the Turkish Grand Prix. But before we do, remember, if you like what we're doing here on the channel, like, comment, subscribe, all that bullshit, click the bell. But yeah, with that housekeeping over and done with, let's move on. How you feeling about this weekend, bud?
I'm excited. I'm a little bummed because I don't like the gaps. You know, I like the every weekend race.
You would ideally want like 21 weeks back to back to back to back to back.
Yes. I understand maybe travel issues or whatever. Why do they have the delays?
I think this year it has it's more to do with like getting around COVID restrictions than anything else.
Gotcha. Dealing with,
you know, like you have to go home,
logistics.
you know, spend 14 days quarantining or whatever. But yeah, like I think that has a lot to do with it, but also I think just the logistical nightmare that is the Formula One traveling circus, I think has a lot to do with the gaps, but yeah, we'll get into talking about that a little bit later, but right now let's jump into setting up this weekend's festivities. All right, so for the track, we've got the Istanbul Park Circuit. That's going to be 3.3 miles, 5.34 Europeans, 58 laps. Got the 2020 results of Lewis Hamilton, P1, Checo Perez, P2, Seb Vettel, P3, and your boy Lando with the fastest lap of a 1:36.806. I have no frame of reference for what that means. But I don't know, with last year's race being like a monsoon in Istanbul, I guess this weekend's looking very similar, but you know, who knows what the fuck is going to come out of this weekend if it's raining. We could see George starting on the front row of the grid again. Who knows? But yeah, let's move on to some of the strategy talk, the tire talk for this week. And we're going to start off with the thing that gives me the biggest cause for concern, the weather. So Saturday, for qualifying, we were looking at 71 degrees with a 74% chance of rain. Nope, I don't like that. Just flashbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Belgium, Spa. Not going to be able to... Dude, if they do this, if this shit happens again and I'm watching for 4 hours and the race is a lap and a half, there's a very real possibility I won't have a functioning phone after the race on Sunday. Because I might just fucking huck it into the ground. I don't know. I'd be so pissed off. But, yeah. So according to Pirelli's tire guru on the F1 website, he's thinking they were going to have a rougher track with more grip. The forecast would indicate otherwise. So I don't really know. I put all like the tire notes and stuff in the outline, but I don't really think that's really even going to be necessary for this week. We'll just have to wait and see on the day. There's really no like trying to guess what the strategy is going to be when it's raining because, you know, shit's bonkers. But before we move on to the picks and predictions, we got some F1 news to cover. Everybody else has talked about it probably up to this point, but anybody who's watching is probably sick of hearing about it. But we gotta throw our 2 cents in. But Qatar has been added to the F1 calendar for 2021 and signed a long-term deal, basically for like the next decade. They're going to be either on the calendar or an option for F1 to pick. But does this sit right with you?
No, no. I can't say any of those types of areas sit well with me when I see them on the schedule. It's just it doesn't really make sense. Maybe I could see the argument of it's a town with a lot of wealth where it would draw a lot of wealth and viewers, and by viewers I mean like in person attendees of the race. But other than that, I can see no other argument of why there should be a race there.
Yep. I think like one of the best ones I saw, like one of the best takes on it that I saw was on Reddit. Was like basically it's the human rights triple. You've got Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Qatar. Yeah, not looking great. Like I'll be honest, to me this just kind of seems like sports washing on their part. It's just throw as much money at Liberty Media and Formula 1 as they have to get them to sign off on it, and yeah, it stinks. It's kind of like I would get it if I felt like the drivers had the ability to say whatever they wanted in the press conference, but we all know they don't. That's not to say that they're like there's going to be some Qatari security guard with a gun to every driver's family's head while they're in the press conference, but these guys know they're media savvy people. They're not going to say shit that's going to offend the ruling family while they're in their country. It's like they're going to wait till they're going to wait till the end of the season after they're out of the Middle East altogether before they say anything. At which point I think you've kind of diluted your message to a point where it's like not even really worth sharing it in the first place. I think Liberty Media and Formula One really do need to take a step back and say, like, are we doing the right thing by involving these countries with some pretty shitty human rights abuses? Yeah, I think they really have to think about whether or not they have a place in the sport going forward. Because I think
Yeah.
you, I, and a lot of other people would argue that they don't. I don't know, maybe to Europeans, us Americans, we come across as having a different take on that. I have no idea. But
Well, I
let's
can't
move on.
even see much of the Europeans agreeing with Liberty Media or any of these. I feel like they would be siding with us. It doesn't make any sense.
I think a good majority of the people out there are. It's just a matter of none of us make those decisions. It's kind of a shitty situation to be in as a fan of something, but I can tell Roger Goodell to go fuck himself every day on Twitter, but that doesn't mean that he's going to give the Browns a break in their schedule. Yeah, I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But all right, and the last little bit of news, and this is one that's going to lead to a little bit of a wider conversation. Red Bull is running a one-off livery for the Turkish Grand Prix to honor their departing engine supplier, Honda. One, I think the all white is dope. I think that's one of the ones that we've been asking for a while. But also, it made me think, what other dope one-off liveries could we see in the future of Formula One? Now, I don't think like the McLaren throwback, we're never going to get like the Marlboro chevrons on,
Unfortunately.
or yeah, we're never going to get that again. But the one that I'm really hoping for, and it will have to be like a really special occasion. Like it would have to be Charles Leclerc being so far ahead in the points coming into like Coda or something that he could win the title there and then. And then they rock. Ferrari rocks the blue and white livery from the first time they ran in the US Grand Prix when Enzo was having his beef with the Italian Motorsport Federation and they ran in blue and white. I would love to see that shit. Like Ferrari rocking up at Coda with, a white car with blue stripes on it. That would be, people would shit themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's historical precedent for it, but people would still absolutely shit themselves.
That'd be hilarious.
Any ideas?
Oh man. Serious ideas? Mm, I just like to see them switch it up. Like for instance, Red Bull going with the white and red, not the classic Red Bull. Like that, I think that's wild. I would love to see like Mercedes do pink again, or maybe the whole car's pink with a little bit of green stripe here. I don't know.
I would
I
love to
just
see
think
like if Porsche joins the grid in like 2026 or whatever, like everyone's saying they will. I would love to see them do a pink pig livery.
yes,
That
yes,
would be great.
yes.
Yeah, dude. The Ferrari one's the only one that I'm really like holding out for because I think that would be like a dope way to like make a statement but also honor their history at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like the Tifosi could at least understand it. It wouldn't just freak the fuck out immediately like why aren't they running in red? This is not allowed. We are Ferrari.
We are Ferrari.
But
We
with
are
that
red.
said, like the black and red concept that I saw on Twitter while researching liveries.
Fire.
Yeah, that one was dope. I'd love to see them do that too.
I thought when you sent that, I thought that that's what they were going to be running this weekend, and I was like freaking out. And then you told me, like, oh,
It's concept,
damn,
yeah.
that looked good.
But all right, off of the livery talk and on to the main event, the
Uh
Predictors
oh.
Championship.
Uh oh.
Right now, Raveheart Racing, I'm currently in the lead at 185 with Surreal Grand Prix. He's closing the gap a little more every week. He's now 137 with what now 6 races to go again.
6 races? Yeah.
Yeah, or
Chipping
7
away.
or whatever. I don't
Chipping
know.
away.
They added Qatar, so I don't fucking know. I lost track. But all right, I went first last week.
I'll
Give
go.
it to us, bud. What's your pole sitter, your fastest lap, and your top 5?
Okay. Of course, going based off rain. I got my boy Lando Norris sitting on pole. Bold decision, I know. However, we've seen him. We've seen what he can do. We know what environments he's good at. I don't know if this track is one that's favorable to his driving abilities, like some are more than others for certain drivers. I don't know. But with that kind of chance of rain, it looks like he has a good chance at doing pretty well in qualifying. And that doesn't mean like he's doing well, but well compared to the rest of the grid who don't seem like they can handle rain very well. So I got him on pole. Should I go P1 next?
Yeah, whatever. P1, then
I can
P1
never
through
remember
5,
the
and then your
order.
fastest lap.
Okay. P1, I gotta pick Max. Why, you might be asking? Not because we think he's the best driver on the grid, but after the performance of coming back from last place to second, I can't I can't not pick him. The guy was incredible. That's some of the most incredible climbing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was
And
an otherworldly drive.
yeah, and it didn't get enough attention that it deserves. So I got him sitting on P1. P2, this is probably the toughest pick of my entire predictions this week. I don't know. I'll put Lando at P2, and I'm putting Hamilton at P3, and I'm put Checo P4, and we'll do Vettel P5.
Interesting.
Trying to mix it up here because wild things have been happening, and we've been getting some wild finishes lately. And I don't know. That's my pick. I said it. I'm sticking with it. Um, Fastest lap, another tough one. I'm just gonna throw Norris in there again. My boy Lando Norris. He did it last year. Maybe he can do it again this year. Maybe he can do it in the rain. As long as he, makes the right decision of when to pit and switch to the fucking rain tires this time. Oh my goodness, really shot himself in the foot there. But that's what I got for this week.
So my pole sitter for this week, George Russell.
Oh, let's go!
I don't know. I just got a gut feeling.
Does he have a nickname yet? Is there a nickname for George Russell, like the Honey Badger or anything, or something crazy like that?
Mr. Saturday, but
He, he needs a fucking nickname. Continue.
with that said, I'm gonna have Max P1. Ugh. I gotta go Hamilton P2. Going with your normal pick of Norris for P3. P4. I'm going Danny Rick.
I regret not throwing Danny Rick in there.
And then just like your P5, I'm going Inspector Seb.
Sebby. Who you got fastest left?
I gotta go Max. Actually, no.
Hey.
No.
Oh.
As much as I hate to say it,
Oh no.
the LHT 1000.
Oh no. Hey. Very safe pick. It's
It's very much within the realm of possibility. And yeah, it does feel like a chicken shit pick there. I ain't gonna lie. But it is what it is. So yeah. Qualifying is going to be this Saturday, October 9th at 8 a.m. Eastern or 5 a.m. Pacific for Taylor out there on the West Coast. Basically, you're not going to be able to watch a qualifying. Like, you're not going to be able to get up on time for a qualifying until Mexico or Coda. Maybe Brazil, but I'm not sure. We'll see.
And here's the thing. I could, but I just don't want to.
Yeah, it's like
don't want to.
every time I've gotten up for qualifying on a Saturday, it's never been on purpose.
Yeah.
It's always been I just so happen to be up, not like I'm specifically planning to be up. But yeah, and then we got the race on Sunday, October 10th. Also, again, going to be another 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 a.m. Pacific. I'm sorry, Taylor. I'm also not sorry, because you chose that life.
Well, hey, the beauty of it is the access we have, the F1 app.
Yep, we don't have to really worry about that, do we?
So the moment I wake up, I can pop the app on and start the whole race. It's like it never even happened. It's like it's live for me. So.
And you're not on Twitter, so that helps.
Yes.
The
However,
F1 spam on Instagram is nowhere near as bad.
No, but I am on YouTube very actively with watching videos, and my algorithm definitely plugs in a lot of F1 stuff, and that
ruins it for you more often than
Yep.
than the gram.
That there was a spoiler alert, or not a spoiler alert, but I got ruined on the one where Lando came on. He was sitting on pole.
Oh, Russia last week.
Yeah,
right?
I saw. All I did was open YouTube right when I woke up, and the first video was a reaction video of I can't remember the channel.
WTF? I'm pretty sure it was the WTF one.
Probably.
Yeah.
And it was like Lando ? Exclamation point. And
yeah.
It has the McLaren like going over the finish line. I'm like, no, he did not. And I jumped out of bed. I was like, no way. But yeah,
well,
YouTube's the one for me.
We will see how this weekend turns out. I have been Raveheart. He has been Taylor Surreal. Remember, if you guys like what we're doing, sub to the channel, leave a comment, help us in the algorithm. Tell Taylor what you think about his mustache. Don't hold anything back. Roast the fuck out of him if you choose to.
Give me all you got. Lando Norris, I know you're watching. Give me all you got.
All right, guys. Adios. We'll see you in the next one.